I hope I take the e-brake off. What is up, YouTube? And of course, you're turning this way. Let me get out of the way here. Because everyone's in my... Okay, I can talk and concentrate. What is up? How is everybody doing? Just finished my lunch. I had a... It's about 1:30. I took out lunch an hour later than normal because of the call I left. Because of the cold weather we had, a bunch of stuff froze and bust, and a couple of dishwashers, the valves froze and bust because basically there's not a whole lot of insulation on the outside, especially like the older houses. And like especially like when I was there, I mean, you could just feel the draft, and if it continues to stay cold, they're going to freeze this one too. But anyway, the last couple I did wasn't too bad. This one I just finished up. There was a plumber. Had a plumber there beforehand, and he had it halfway uninstalled, disconnected the water line, and threw a makeshift shutoff valve on the end of the line because there isn't one, or at least he couldn't find one. Who was laying on the horn? That's car alarm. Because he couldn't find one, so he shut the main off, and that's what I ended up having to do too. Was shut the main off. But anyway, I went back at the valve, figured, okay, it's gonna be a quick job. Normally, if you're quick, you do it over a bucket. You can disconnect the line, do it over a bucket. You get a little bit splash, but not too bad. Well, this place, they had so much water pressure. I mean, it was so bad. And yeah, just cut me off. Who cares? I have the right of way, but who cares? Anyway. That and their water was so damn hot. I had to finally, I just had to, just grit it and just do it. And I got the shut off, or the cap back on, cap/shut off. And then I went down, I hollered for the guy a couple of times. He didn't hear me. He's an older guy. I guess he was somewhere in the house, couldn't hear me until I basically went exploring and found him. And anyway, long story short, holy cow, everyone just cut me off today. People. Of course, you're going to stop me. Anyway, back to topic. Since everyone's just cutting me off, making me stop, piss on you. Anyway, I'm about to switch to the rear camera because this is just so bad. Anyway, oh, they're replacing power lines. But anyway, sorry, I keep saying anyway, I keep getting sidetracked. I finally found them, got some towels, dried up as much as I could. Got it all hooked back up, put together to, at least as much as I hoped. And I slid it back in, thinking I was all set, go to run it. Get it running, go to drain it, and water starts pouring out again. I'm like, are you serious? So I had to pull it back out again. Found that they had this jerry rig of a drain set up. That either the guy unhooked it or it was just pushed in the tube to begin with. They had this rubber hose feeding up through the floor. And I'm guessing that's from the old dishwasher from when they put this one in. And they had a piece of copper tubing between the rubber connection on one end and the rubber hose on the other. I just had to say, are you serious? So I get that put back on. I had to go out, come out to the truck, get another band clamp, tighten that up, throw it back in again, get it running. Again, by this time my pants are soaked, my right sleeve is still soaked. I'm still trying to get my pants to dry off, or dry out anyway. It's about high teens, low 20s, so it's cold. So I'm walking around in drenched pants at work. Luckily, I don't work. Luckily, I'm in the truck. I got a good bit of a drive ahead of me, and hopefully, from now to by the time I get there, which they're starting to, the moisture's starting to come out, thankfully. But anyway, I guess the question I'm going to get to, and I know it sounds like I'm bitching, but the question I'm getting to is, I don't know how many people that watch me that work in a kind of a service industry and work on stuff, but how many of you have went out to work on something or basically follow up someone else that basically came and did a hatchet job to more or less accomplish something and then say, well, it's not my problem, and walk away and leave the guy who they told to call to basically fix their hatchet job. I don't have to follow that up too often, but when I do, I tend to just basically rage a little bit about it, and I guess that's what this vlog's kind of about. Yeah, I don't know. It's really blown my mind. Oh, and on the smartwatch update, the IP57 dust and water resistant, it's been tested. It was blasted with scalding hot water for a good minute, and it's still working. So after that, I took it off. So it's been tested. It's legit. And as far as the functionality of it, it's basically a glorified watch that you basically charge every about once a week. I figure if you don't sit there and play with it and constantly run the little applications for it, I figure you could probably stretch a week out on it, just using it as a watch. And it charges pretty quick. And as far as I added my Gmail to my watch, and again, notifications go straight to it. My phone doesn't ding for email anymore, and so does the same way with my Google Plus notifications. And that's really doing wonders for the battery life of my phone. I mean, I could go a full day without charging my phone fairly easily, and now I could probably stretch a day and a half, maybe 2, if I really stretched it and just ran all notifications through the watch. Which, that's really amazing. I really thought that having something constantly Bluetooth tethered would be a power drain, but then I remember the last update had a Bluetooth 4.0, which is supposed to be like ultra low power consumption or whatever, and I thought that was only going to be like the Galaxy Gear that supported that. Apparently the Sony watch supports it too. Because if it didn't, I wouldn't think it would extend the battery as much as it does. Hello, 5-0. You're following the wide load, and I'm probably speeding. Oh well. My left hand got blasted full force by the... It's still sore. Basically, I can't believe they had that much water pressure. But basically, my hand got pressure washed by scalding hot water. It's a little bit sore when I do this. Hopefully it eases up. Because I don't need to have troubles with my left hand. I'm right-handed, but I'm pretty ambidextrous. I'm pretty good at both hands, and that's your clutch hand for a motorcycle. And I don't need to be having problems with that. But figure here in probably by the end of the day, either that or tomorrow or the next day, it'll be feeling alright. But that definitely taught me a lesson, I guess you can say. Don't assume that you can just cheat and pop the valve off and change it, thinking that their water pressure ain't that bad. Well, these people's water pressure was pretty gnarly. And why are you pulled off right there, buddy? We still got snow on the ground, mainly because it's been too cold to melt it off since the last snow accumulation, and we had a little bit of ice, and it was kind of a mess, but it wasn't too bad. They kept the main roads clear. They did. There's the few times that they actually worked on the roads, where normally they just let it get bad, then they decide, oh, we better do something. But I think I'll leave off at that. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watching this video. Please feel free to comment. Please feel free for giving me some critiques. I know I tend to bounce around a little bit. That's just the way my train of thought works. I'll do better. I've entertained the idea of actually writing scripts, but the only problem with that, if you write out a script, then you're not really vlogging per se. You're planning your conversation, and I know there's some people that they'll plan their conversation, but I really think it's a little more personal and a little more interesting, I guess you would say, if it's stream of conscious. That way, I mean, at least that's what I would feel. I mean, I think that would keep me interested. I know I'm bad. I'll start a bunch of topics and eventually I'll finish them all off. But anyway, again, please feel free, comment, let me know. Because after all, you guys are the ones watching. You guys are the ones that are taking the time to listen to me ramble. And end result, I'm a service guy. My end result is to make people happy. And if there's something I can do to hopefully make your day better, let me know. Or if there's any type of videos I could do that would interest you more, let me know. I'll do what I can. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you.